All right, up next, we will welcome Jonny Spach, the runner-up of this year's tournament and the 2023 LOH champion, Jonny Spach. All right, Jonny, before we get started, any initial comments before we get to questions?
Yeah, we're just happy that we had a good round. Glad we got everybody out, 5 of us. I'll echo Mr. Walk's remarks that we're grateful for Davis Park being so hospitable to us, letting us go out in a 5-some. We apologize for any club thrown or any curse words spoken on the course. That's unbecoming of who we are and what we stand for, but we'll just try to get better every day, and glad that we were able to play 36 holes in only 4 hours each round, and able to spend some time around our families at night. Yeah, just happy with how everything went tournament-wise.
Okay.
Play-wise, I'm not happy, with second place, but when you win the inaugural tournament, you're going to have expectations, and that's the biggest thing to overcome is expectations. So we'll continue to get better. It's going to be May, as Justin Timberlake once said. So we're just going to keep pushing on, and we're going to see where we end up at the end of the summer.
All right. Thank you, Jonny. Any questions? Okay, we've got Chapman from Choke Sports Daily. All right,
couple of questions for you, Jonny. What kind of led to the overall outcome, and what were your thoughts after being the 18-hole leader?
I said it on the 17th green right before I choked myself. I said, job's not finished, and kind of sputtered at the end on the 18th green. I had a lot of sparkling water through my veins, didn't have a lot of food, so it was before R&R, and so really just wasn't in the right mental headspace on 18. Got suckered into a 2.5-hour hot tub sesh. I think my fluids were low to start the day, really kind of sputtered out of the gate. And, we still had a chance at the end and missed some putts, and so the whole weekend was good. I liked playing 36. I hope we encourage that more on our tour in the future, these 36-hole events, and I felt very comfortable playing with, who did I even play with in round one? I forgot who I played with yesterday. Oh, Josh. I played with Josh yesterday. Felt comfortable playing with Josh yesterday and playing with McKay today. So that's part of the tour, felt good about who I played with and how I played, but just came up just short.
I just have one follow-up on that. Rumor has it that you've kind of moved locations, uprooted your family. You're in a new spot now. But it seems like there's been some plumbing issues at the house. I know you took a phone call on the course, kind of late in the round. Do you feel like that was wise looking back at it now?
No. There was a lot of cracks in the game and a lot of cracks in our plumbing, it seems like. So took that call on 16, and we're going to have to figure that out. To be a professional, to be the best that you can, you have to cover up all facets of the game and cover up all faucets at home, and we're just not doing that right now. So, we're just going to have to patch up what we need to, both at home and on the course, and you're only as good as you are at home, and right now we're just not good. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Good job this week.
Another question from Josh Wood, the Layton Gazette. Jonny, how did you feel? How did you sleep last night, knowing that you had the clubhouse lead, short turnaround from a late afternoon Friday round to an early morning Saturday? How'd you sleep?
I think what I need to do was, I was worried about too many other people yesterday. I was worried about the price of Josh's R&R. I was worried about where Chapman was going to sleep, and I just need to worry about me, myself, and I just care too much about other people, and I just got to be more selfish out there and just play my game. I said that a couple times out there in the course, and I still wasn't. I was worried about where Josh was, worried about what Chapman was doing, and I just got to play my game, and we'll see what happens. Yeah,
just as a follow-up, there were some murmurings from the patrons in the gallery that you towards the back nine, you started really commenting and talking about all the other players but yourself. It seemed somewhat out of character. How do you describe that getting into your head, what others were doing?
Yeah, I got to start worrying about the man in the mirror. My man Michael Jackson talked about that, and got to change my ways. And I'm too worried about what other people are doing out there.
I've got one more. Chapman from Choke Sports Daily again. You were a little bit critical of the tour and their investment to resources on course. The lack of spotters maybe, and I know 18 that played a role dropping the shot. Any words about the tour that you'd like to share kind of publicly and openly?
Yeah, couldn't find our ball on 18. We think that maybe it was picked up or maybe it was just unfindable. And, I've started poking around on what Cherry Hill's paying their people, because I'm wondering if we could pay an hourly rate to have Drake come look for our balls out there, because, as pleased as I was with how Davis Park golf course win. That was inexcusable to not find that ball on 18. And, you know, that's why I was glad we went out by ourselves this morning. It didn't seem like there was anything going on with being able to find golf balls. So, you know, I'll take a look at that. I'm not afraid of being outspoken. You know, I'm highly critical of things, but that's where I think we can move forward. And, you know,
We'll have talks. I'm not afraid to talk with leadership. We'll talk to the commissioner. He might be stepping down soon, I heard, so we'll see what happens there. But regardless, I'm just going to focus on what I need to. Get ready for the June major.
Any last questions for our runner-up, Jonny Spach? Thank you, Jonny. I appreciate all your effort. You know, unfortunately, not the spectacular finish you were hoping for. We're excited to see you out here in future rounds.
Yep. Shout out to Diet Dr. Pepper. Shout out to Spindrift, Liquid Death, any sparkling water company, and shout out Chapman Walk, Josh Wood, TaylorMade. Thank you.